California burns. The hills of California are ablaze. Wildfires rage across the landscape, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. The greater Los Angeles area is hardest hit. The fires, fueled by dry conditions and strong winds, have already claimed the lives of at least 24 people. This number is expected to rise. Over 12,000 homes and businesses have been reduced to ash. 150,000 people are now homeless, forced to flee the flames and seek refuge. The fire's relentless advance threatens cultural landmarks like the Getty Center. The San Fernando Valley is also in the fire's path. The human cost of this disaster is immeasurable. Families have lost loved ones, homes, and their sense of security. The economic impact is also staggering. Businesses have been destroyed, jobs lost, and the cost of rebuilding will be immense. The fires have exposed the vulnerability of California's infrastructure. Water systems have failed. This has hampered firefighting efforts. Dry hydrants, a result of neglect and drought, have added to the chaos. The situation remains dire. Firefighters are stretched thin. They are battling multiple blazes across the state. Resources are scarce. The fires are unpredictable and difficult to contain. The Santa Ana winds, notorious for their intensity, threaten to fan the flames even further. Governor Newsom has warned that this could be the worst natural disaster in U.S. history in terms of damage. The fires serve as a stark reminder of the power of nature and the urgent need for preparedness and climate action. As the flames continue to burn, the nation watches in horror and prays for the safety of those affected by this unfolding tragedy. Amidst the chaos, the resilience and bravery of the firefighters and emergency workers shine through. Communities have come together, offering support and aid to those in need. The road to recovery will be long, but there is hope as rebuilding efforts begin. Even as California battles this inferno, former President Donald Trump has chosen to add fuel to the fire, literally and figuratively. From his platform on Truth Social, Trump has unleashed a barrage of criticism aimed at California officials. He blames them for the severity of the wildfires. He calls them incompetent and accuses them of mismanaging the state's resources. Trump has resurrected his favorite derogatory nickname for Governor Newsom, calling him Newscum. He has also spread misinformation about the causes of the fires and the state's response. He falsely claims that California is withholding water from firefighting efforts. He also makes misleading statements about FEMA funding, suggesting that the state is not receiving adequate federal assistance. Trump's allies have joined the chorus of criticism. Elon Musk, the billionaire entrepreneur, has echoed Trump's sentiments, blaming the fires on California's environmental policies. He has also made unsubstantiated and racially charged claims, suggesting that the fires were started intentionally. These inflammatory statements, devoid of evidence and empathy, have only served to deepen the divisions in an already polarized nation. At a time when unity and compassion are needed most, Trump and his supporters have chosen to exploit a tragedy for political gain, spreading misinformation and sowing discord. Governor Newsom, facing an unprecedented crisis, has responded to Trump's attacks with a mix of defiance and a plea for unity. He has condemned Trump's rhetoric, calling it mis- and disinformation that is not helpful in a time of crisis. Newsom has invited Trump to tour the devastated areas to see firsthand the destruction and meet with the families who have lost everything. Despite his criticism of Trump, Newsom has emphasized the need for federal assistance. He has expressed concern that Trump might withhold aid as he did in the past. This has happened during previous natural disasters. Newsom has been in contact with the Biden administration, requesting full federal support for California's recovery efforts. In the meantime, Newsom has taken decisive action to address the crisis. He has issued an executive order to expedite recovery efforts. This order cuts through bureaucratic red tape. He has also deployed the National Guard to assist with firefighting and rescue operations. Newsom continues to work closely with local leaders to ensure a coordinated response. He has visited relief centers and spoken with volunteers to boost morale and ensure effective aid distribution. As California grapples with this disaster, the nation has responded with a mix of support and political posturing. President Biden has pledged the full support of the federal government. He has promised 100% federal coverage of disaster assistance costs for 180 days. FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell has confirmed that sufficient funding is available to support California's recovery. However, the political divisions that plague the nation have also been evident in the response to the wildfires. Vice President-elect J.D. Vance, a Trump ally, has accused Biden of inaction and criticized the administration's response as being too slow. On the other hand, Texas Governor Greg Abbott, despite his political differences with California, has sent firefighters and equipment to assist in the firefighting efforts. Within California, there has been criticism of the response efforts at the local level. Residents have complained about dry fire hydrants. They have also complained about insufficient firefighter presence in their communities. Water pressure issues, partly caused by the increased demand for firefighting, have also fueled anger and frustration. Governor Newsom has called for an independent investigation into the water shortages. The wildfires have also brought out the best and worst in people. There have been heartwarming stories of neighbors helping neighbors. Strangers have opened their homes to those who have been displaced. Unfortunately, there have also been reports of looting and arson. This has added to the chaos and suffering. As the fires continue to burn, the road to recovery promises to be long and arduous. The nation must come together to support California in its time of need. This requires putting aside political differences and focusing on the shared humanity that binds us together. Only through unity and collective effort can we overcome this crisis and rebuild stronger. Gap 3S. As the smoke clears and the flames are finally extinguished, California stands at a crossroads. The devastation is immense, but the spirit of resilience is stronger. Communities are beginning the arduous process of rebuilding, and with this comes an opportunity to forge a future that is better prepared for such crises. In the aftermath of the wildfires, local, state, and federal agencies are working tirelessly to assess the damage and provide immediate relief to those affected. Temporary shelters have been set up, and emergency funds have been allocated to support displaced families. Volunteers from all over the country have poured in, offering their skills and resources to aid in the recovery efforts. Amidst the ruins, stories of hope and perseverance emerge. Families are reuniting, and communities are banding together to rebuild their homes and lives. Innovative solutions are being discussed, such as the creation of fire breaks, the use of fire-resistant building materials, and the implementation of advanced early warning systems. Experts are also emphasizing the importance of addressing climate change as a long-term strategy to prevent future disasters. Policymakers are being urged to invest in sustainable infrastructure and to promote practices that reduce carbon emissions. Educational campaigns are being launched to raise awareness about fire safety and preparedness. Governor Newsom has announced a comprehensive plan to enhance California's resilience to wildfires. This includes increased funding for firefighting resources, improved forest management practices, and stronger regulations on land use and development in fire-prone areas. Collaborative efforts with neighboring states are also being explored to create a unified approach to wildfire prevention and response. As California begins to heal, the nation is reminded of the power of unity and the importance of proactive measures. The lessons learned from this crisis will shape a future where communities are better equipped to face the challenges ahead. There is a renewed sense of determination to build a safer, more sustainable world for generations to come. The road to recovery is long, but the journey is filled with hope and promise. Together we can rise from the ashes, stronger and more resilient than ever before. The future is in our hands, and with collective effort we can prevent such tragedies from happening again. Gap 3S.